Good morning, it's Benita with Knitting in the Mitten here, and it's Sunday morning, and I stumbled upon a recipe for cream scones, and I happen to have some extra whipping cream in my fridge that I do not have a plan for until now. So we're gonna make scones. I am not yet an expert on filming myself cooking things, so we'll see how this goes. But we need 3 cups of flour. When you measure out flour, you need to scoop it with a spoon into the measuring cup rather than just scooping it up, because if you scoop it up, it gets kind of packed down and then you have a different amount than what they're asking for. So you need to use a spoon to measure it into your measuring cup, and then I always use the back of the spoon to just smooth it out. And there we have a cup, and we need 3 of those. So we added a tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 cup of sugar. It said a 1/4 cup to a 1/3 cup. We're going with the smaller amount because we're going to put jam on them. So it says to whisk these things together with a whisk. So we're going to do that. And then we're supposed to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Make sure it's vanilla, not mint or something. All right, so we've got the vanilla. And then we're supposed to drizzle the cream over it and toss it and stir it gently. That's the wrong lid. Toss and stir it gently, adding just enough to make a cohesive dough. So what are we going to toss it with? Let's use a little spatula. I know how my nieces like it when I use tiny things. You can probably use your hands. My hands are super clean. I just washed them again, but I'm going to try using that little spatula. We're adding 1 1/3 cup of cream, and we can add a little more if we need to. It says our total can be up to 1 1/2 cups. We have plenty to draw from. It does seem like we're going to need a bit more. I think I'm going to get my hands in here and see what's happening. We don't want any dry flour. Let's add just a little bit more cream. We're going to call that good. We're going to finish mixing that up, and then we're supposed to divide this dough in half and gently pat each half into a 5 1/2 inch circle. So let's see how that goes. We are putting these on a parchment lined baking sheet. It just helps with cleanup. So if I'm doing it right, scones are kind of messy to make. And clearly they are not my area of expertise, but you have to start somewhere, right? All right, those look about the same. We are supposed to cut them into 6 wedges, pull them apart a bit, and leave about 1 inch in between each wedge. And then we're supposed to put it in the freezer for 15 minutes. I don't know who has a freezer with enough open space to put a pan of scones in it. I don't. My freezer's full, both of them. So we're going to put ours outside. Okay, cutting them into 6 wedges. This will be good. These did not have butter. Well, the other recipe I saw had a whole stick of butter, so obviously there are different ways to make scones, and this was the recipe I went with because the other recipe seemed really complicated, and I'm not much for complicated this morning. So, okay, that seems like that's good. It says to sprinkle them with coarse sugar. We don't have coarse sugar. We have the opposite. We have super fine sugar. So we are gonna just sprinkle them with super fine sugar because why not, right? We didn't put as much sugar inside of them as it said we could, so we'll sprinkle a little sugar on top. Okay, these are going in the freezer, no, in the outside for 15 minutes. So I missed telling you about the part where I actually put them in the oven for 15 minutes, so I did bake them. They look beautiful. They look like scones. Let's try one. Okay, I have some grape jelly from my boss that I got from her for Christmas, and I put that on part of the scone. And then I also have some sour cherry jelly that somebody gave me. I have no idea who, but it's not my handwriting, so if you gave it to me, thank you. Anything with jam is good, right? They're much softer than I expected, but probably after they cool, they'll get harder like scones. I don't know. It was surprising to me there was no butter in them, but it's a great vehicle for some jam. So make some scones.